Exodus 28 verse 27 to Exodus 30 verse 11. And 2 other rings of gold you shall make, and shall put them on the 2 sides of the ephod underneath, toward the forepart thereof, over against the other coupling thereof, above the curious girdle of the ephod. And they shall bind the breastplate by the rings thereof to the rings of the ephod with a lace of blue, that it may be above the curious girdle of the ephod, and that the breastplate be not loosed from the ephod. And Aaron shall bear the names of the children of Israel in the breastplate of judgment on his heart, when he goes into the holy place, for a memorial before the Lord continually. And you shall put in the breastplate of judgment the Urim and the Thummim, and they shall be on Aaron's heart, when he goes in before the Lord, and Aaron shall bear the judgment of the children of Israel on his heart before the Lord continually. And you shall make the robe of the ephod olive blue. And there shall be an hole in the top of it, in the middle thereof. It shall have a binding of woven work round about the whole of it, as it were the hole of an habergeon, that it be not rent. And beneath on the hem of it you shall make pomegranates of blue, and of purple, and of scarlet, round about the hem thereof, and bells of gold between them round about, a golden bell, and a pomegranate, a golden bell, and a pomegranate, on the hem of the robe round about. And it shall be on Aaron to minister, and his sound shall be heard when he goes into the holy place before the Lord, and when he comes out, that he die not. And you shall make a plate of pure gold, and grave on it, like the engravings of a signet, holiness to the Lord. And you shall put it on a blue lace, that it may be on the turban, on the forefront of the turban it shall be. And it shall be on Aaron's forehead, that Aaron may bear the iniquity of the holy things, which the children of Israel shall hallow in all their holy gifts, and it shall be always on his forehead, that they may be accepted before the Lord. And you shall embroider the coat of fine linen, and you shall make the turban of fine linen, and you shall make the girdle of needlework. And for Aaron's sons you shall make coats, and you shall make for them girdles, and bonnets shall you make for them, for glory and for beauty. And you shall put them on Aaron your brother, and his sons with him, and shall anoint them, and consecrate them, and sanctify them, that they may minister to me in the priest's office. And you shall make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness. From the loins even to the thighs they shall reach, and they shall be on Aaron, and on his sons, when they come into the tabernacle of the congregation, or when they come near to the altar to minister in the holy place, that they bear not iniquity, and die. It shall be a statute for ever to him, and his seed after him. And this is the thing that you shall do to them to hallow them, to minister to me in the priest's office. Take 1 young bullock, and 2 rams without blemish, and unleavened bread, and cakes unleavened tempered with oil, and wafers unleavened anointed with oil. Of wheaten flour shall you make them. And you shall put them into 1 basket, and bring them in the basket, with the bullock and the 2 rams. And Aaron and his sons you shall bring to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall wash them with water. And you shall take the garments, and put on Aaron the coat, and the robe of the ephod, and the breastplate, and gird him with the curious girdle of the ephod, and you shall put the turban on his head, and put the holy crown on the turban. Then shall you take the anointing oil, and pour it on his head, and anoint him. And you shall bring his sons, and put coats on them. And you shall gird them with girdles, Aaron and his sons, and put the bonnets on them. And the priest's office shall be theirs for a perpetual statute, and you shall consecrate Aaron and his sons. And you shall cause a bullock to be brought before the tabernacle of the congregation, and Aaron and his sons shall put their hands on the head of the bullock. And you shall kill the bullock before the Lord, by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And you shall take of the blood of the bullock, and put it on the horns of the altar with your finger, and pour all the blood beside the bottom of the altar. And you shall take all the fat that covers the inwards, and the lobe that is above the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them, and burn them on the altar. But the flesh of the bullock, and his skin, and his dung, shall you burn with fire without the camp. It is a sin offering. You shall also take 1 ram, and Aaron and his sons shall put their hands on the head of the ram. And you shall slay the ram, and you shall take his blood, and sprinkle it round about on the altar. And you shall cut the ram in pieces, and wash the inwards of him, and his legs, and put them to his pieces, and to his head. And you shall burn the whole ram on the altar. It is a burnt offering to the Lord. It is a sweet smell, an offering made by fire to the Lord. And you shall take the other ram, and Aaron and his sons shall put their hands on the head of the ram. Then shall you kill the ram, and take of his blood, and put it on the tip of the right ear of Aaron, and on the tip of the right ear of his sons, and on the thumb of their right hand, and on the great toe of their right foot, and sprinkle the blood on the altar round about. And you shall take of the blood that is on the altar, and of the anointing oil, and sprinkle it on Aaron, and on his garments, and on his sons, and on the garments of his sons with him. And he shall be hallowed, and his garments, and his sons' garments with him. Also you shall take of the ram the fat, and the rump, and the fat that covers the inwards, and the lobe above the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them, and the right shoulder, for it is a ram of consecration, and 1 loaf of bread, and 1 cake of oiled bread, and 1 wafer out of the basket of the unleavened bread that is before the Lord. And you shall put all in the hands of Aaron, and in the hands of his sons, and shall wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. And you shall receive them of their hands, and burn them on the altar for a burnt offering, for a sweet smell before the Lord. It is an offering made by fire to the Lord. And you shall take the breast of the ram of Aaron's consecration, and wave it for a wave offering before the Lord, and it shall be your part. And you shall sanctify the breast of the wave offering, and the shoulder of the heave offering, which is waved, and which is heaved up, of the ram of the consecration, even of that which is for Aaron, and of that which is for his sons. And it shall be Aaron's and his sons by a statute forever from the children of Israel, for it is an heave offering, and it shall be an heave offering from the children of Israel of the sacrifice of their peace offerings, even their heave offering to the Lord. And the holy garments of Aaron shall be his sons after him, to be anointed therein, and to be consecrated in them. And that son that is priest in his stead shall put them on 7 days, when he comes into the tabernacle of the congregation to minister in the holy place. And you shall take the ram of the consecration, and seethe his flesh in the holy place. And Aaron and his sons shall eat the flesh of the ram, and the bread that is in the basket by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And they shall eat those things with which the atonement was made, to consecrate and to sanctify them, but a stranger shall not eat thereof, because they are holy. And if aught of the flesh of the consecrations or of the bread remain to the morning, then you shall burn the remainder with fire, it shall not be eaten, because it is holy. And thus shall you do to Aaron, and to his sons, according to all things which I have commanded you. 7 days shall you consecrate them. And you shall offer every day a bullock for a sin offering for atonement, and you shall cleanse the altar, when you have made an atonement for it, and you shall anoint it, to sanctify it. 7 days you shall make an atonement for the altar, and sanctify it, and it shall be an altar most holy. Whatever touches the altar shall be holy. Now this is that which you shall offer on the altar, 2 lambs of the first year day by day continually. The 1 lamb you shall offer in the morning, and the other lamb you shall offer at even, and with the 1 lamb a 10th deal of flour mingled with the 4th part of an hin of beaten oil, and the 4th part of an hin of wine for a drink offering. And the other lamb you shall offer at even, and shall do thereto according to the meat offering of the morning, and according to the drink offering thereof, for a sweet smell, an offering made by fire to the Lord. This shall be a continual burnt offering throughout your generations at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before the Lord, where I will meet you, to speak there to you. And there I will meet with the children of Israel, and the tabernacle shall be sanctified by my glory. And I will sanctify the tabernacle of the congregation, and the altar. I will sanctify also both Aaron and his sons, to minister to me in the priest's office. And I will dwell among the children of Israel, and will be their God. And they shall know that I am the Lord their God, that brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, that I may dwell among them. I am the Lord their God. And you shall make an altar to burn incense on, of shittim which shall you make it. A cubit shall be the length thereof, and a cubit the breadth thereof, for square shall it be, and 2 cubits shall be the height thereof, the horns thereof shall be of the same. And you shall overlay it with pure gold, the top thereof, and the sides thereof round about, and the horns thereof, and you shall make to it a crown of gold round about. And 2 golden rings shall you make to it under the crown of it, by the 2 corners thereof, on the 2 sides of it shall you make it, and they shall be for places for the staves to bear it with. And you shall make the staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold. And you shall put it before the veil that is by the ark of the testimony, before the mercy seat that is over the testimony, where I will meet with you. And Aaron shall burn thereon sweet incense every morning. When he dresses the lamps, he shall burn incense on it. And when Aaron lights the lamps at even, he shall burn incense on it, a perpetual incense before the Lord throughout your generations. You shall offer no strange incense thereon, nor burnt sacrifice, nor meat offering, neither shall you pour drink offering thereon. And Aaron shall make an atonement on the horns of it once in a year with the blood of the sin offering of atonements. Once in the year shall he make atonement on it throughout your generations. It is most holy to the Lord. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying,